The local Rio Grande Down Syndrome Network is a volunteer organization of families and caregivers and individuals with Down syndrome. So we pool our resources to help the enormous system that it takes to raise and care for individuals with Down syndrome, because all of them are so unique. When you meet one individual with Down syndrome, you haven't met every individual with Down syndrome. And however, there are some similar concerns that we learn about, and that includes medical concerns, educational concerns, financial and legal concerns. And so this group of volunteers that primarily are parents right now of individuals with Down syndrome, we come together to learn and share resources of what is available here in New Mexico. We try to promote advocacy, community, and resources. So very basically, sometimes we just get together to get to know one another, because that is one of the best ways that we share resources. And most of all, we just want a place where our members can feel at home and feel supported with one another, that we know what each other is going through, that there's so much beauty about raising a person with Down syndrome, which I am a mother of a 7-year-old with Down syndrome. There is a lot of beauty to it, but there is a constant learning curve. So we learned that a child with typical skills can cost a family over a lifetime $240,000. It's estimated that raising a child with special needs over a lifetime can cost $1.4 million up to $2.3 million over your lifetime. And that can go into the therapies that are needed, speech language, occupational, physical therapy, additional literacy skills, and then in addition to all of the different medical considerations, there is sleep considerations, hearing considerations, sight considerations, heart considerations, and all of those are combined with doctor's expenses and co-pays. And insurance covers some of that, and insurance doesn't cover a portion of that. And so as the network, we want to help parents find ways to cover those costs. What we found is that there is no one universal answer for every single one of our members. Currently, we serve 300 families, and that sounds like a small number. However, New Mexico is a small state, and New Mexico and Albuquerque thrives when every single one of our individual thrives. New Mexico and Albuquerque needs to provide a free education possibility for every child, and New Mexico is not at that space yet. So while our network can't give the 180-degree education system for that child, we can provide scholarship money to get an iPad, we can provide resources on how to find curriculum to homeschool, but right now our New Mexico children are getting turned away from New Mexico schools because there is not a specialized school in New Mexico for individuals with Down syndrome. And there are in other states. And so that's one way that we would love Albuquerque involved to help us, is sometimes we have to go out of state to learn things. And one of the ways is at the national convention. And so going to those conferences are very expensive. They are not able to provide those services for free. And so with $2,200 or $2,300, then we would be able to send 4 or 5 individuals with Down syndrome or their caregivers to those conferences. And then we have various ways that they come back and share that information with our local agency, which makes us stronger, and I think which makes New Mexico stronger as well.